Yeah, I'm just playing around today trying to get something fixed, work on something. Can't do much of anything. It rained all night. Steady drizzle, really. I mean, it ain't that wet, but it's wet enough you can't do nothing in the field. So, I'm hoping, I was working on this. So, if it works out, maybe next week I can start chopping some grass. But, like I said, anybody remembers, and say I've got a few new subscribers here in the last couple weeks. This is probably about 2 months ago, maybe 2.5. I broke the drawbar support on this tractor. I was going to mix feed, and this is a tractor I usually use on the TMR mixer, and I was backing it around, and I had the mixer, I was back more than 90 degrees at the time, and the mixer tire dropped into a rut, and I mean it just come to a dead stop and shoved everything off to the side here. And what it ended up doing was breaking this weld off. And you really look at it, it really never had that much penetration there to begin with, I don't think. But what it did, like I say, it shoved everything over, and this had dropped down. And at first I thought this piece here was something that slid into a pocket in here and was holding it. But as you can see on this side, it just rests on that. So I took the jacked this up, and it did spring over there some, but still I got about 3/4 to an inch, and I don't know how I'm going to get that sprung back. Really don't have no room to swing a sledgehammer or anything. It's the only option I got, is try to hammer it over. I don't know, this might have to be reheated here to push it back. But I had, well, there's these blocks were bolted onto the sides here, and that's what keeps these arms from having too much swing in them. They're called sway blocks. So I took them off, because that's the thing. I got a guy coming. I called a guy here today, portable welder, and he's gonna come out the first of the week, he said, which is fine. I told him, you know, it's not that desperate of a deal, but yeah, I do like to get it done here within the week. And he says, yeah, it'll be the first of the week. Who knows, he might call me tomorrow. But the thing was, I took this left one off so I can hammer on it. And we got that cracked there. So, it's going to be a little more of a job than what I originally figured. But, it is what it is. Like I said, what's going to happen. I don't know if he's got some way we can... Like I say, it's probably going to have to heat this up in here, because this is what's bent. Probably right there in that area there, right in here. Because like I say, there wasn't much of a weld there, and it broke that, and everything shifted that way, so that has to be bent. And like I say, it shouldn't take too much. Like I say, if you know what you're doing, bending metal and stuff, moving metal. So that's what I'll have to do. I'll probably have to grind that out, you know, make a V groove in it, re-weld that in, weld this across here, re-weld that, take that off. We can get this back together. Even if we can hammer that side over, I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. My main goal is that when you put the weight on it, it holds the weight, that it stays on there. Because when I hook up that bagger, I mean, there's a lot of tongue weight on here. So that's what's going to be happening here. Hopefully, like I say, the first of the week. Gotta get this tractor going again. So I need it regardless. I mean, I need it to chop, to run the bagger. And then we got, once I get some feed chopped, then I can start feeding silage again. And this tractor's gonna go back on the mixer. I never did get my shield back on it from the time I had fuel problems with it. Still clean in there. Yeah, I was buying on-road diesel at the time, so that's why it's not dyed red. But that's what I was working on first thing today. So that's in progress, and that's part of the next plan. Now, lately I've been working on here is my New Holland skid steer. So go down there, I'll show what I was working on that. Main job I was working on this today was changing the oil in it. Right now I'm just getting ready to hose this all off. So I take the power washer to it because I mean this just gets crudded up with chopping hay for bedding and bucketing it in here. I mean it's a dusty mess, and it just everything on it. Check the hydraulic oils. Had to add a little bit to that, but other than that, this wasn't much problem. Biggest thing I was trying to figure out is this pedal. It's not. Seems like I got to press it way down before it starts moving. So I was trying to find out if any of these pins are looser in there, and I haven't got that far yet. Just getting done cleaning this all out. I mean, every bit of this, clear up to here, everything was completely covered in hayseed and chopped bedding and stuff. I mean, this was all filled up through back here. It ain't the easiest job, but I was taking the vacuum out a lot of this long stemmy shit. Probably ain't gonna see it. I got oil down in there somewhere, somewhat of an oil leak. I know I got a diesel fuel leak. I think the fuel tank might be leaking. If that's the case, there ain't much I can do about it. Because to replace a fuel tank, I think you have to about pull the motor and everything out to get the fuel tank out. I don't think it just lifts straight out of there easy, because it goes clear up back there. I know I got diesel fuel leak, and I just don't know what or where. So that's the other reason why I was hosing this off. Maybe, hopefully I'll see something. But I don't know what I'm going to find here yet. Like I said, I just got this all cleaned out. Just got the oil back in it so I can start it up. And I'm going to see another. And this is a problem I've had for a while. I'm not just talking a year or two. I'm talking it's probably been 10, 15 years. Well, I know it's been over 10 years. Probably close to 15 years. That my booms, the lift arms, want to drift down. I pick something up, they want to drift down. And then you can bottom it out, pick it up, and it'll stay. Where you lift it up, just hit the pedal, give it a quick jerk, and it'll stay. Sometimes it'll go down again. So sometimes it holds position, sometimes it don't. And I do have the service manual for this. I mean, comes in a 3-ring binder. I bought it off eBay. It's got like 5 different manuals in it. And looking through the hydraulics here, at one time I thought, and I'm not sure which one, I think this pedal works this spool, that the spool might be leaking in there, but after reading through the book, there is a check valve somewhere in this block. I'm not exactly sure. And I'm hoping that's the problem. I think it might even be this here. It's been a long time since I actually looked into that, but I gotta trying to figure that out too. But like I say, one of these pins might be getting more. There's something in the pedal here. So like I say, I was just playing around here trying to see if I could figure out any of that. Because one, I think that one's your boom, this one's your bucket, this one here, and the one in the center is the auxiliary if you had a post hole digger or something on it. But so I'm gonna get back to playing with this. I'm gonna go hose this out now and see if I can figure out anything. And if I do, I'll come back and let you know. Yeah, I got it as cleaned up as I'm going to get it. That's what's bad about a pressure washer. Pushes out so much pressure, you hit a little bit of a dry, dirty area and it blows up all over the place. But I got the vast majority off the motor. Blew out the radiator. Got this side fairly clean. Got a lot of stuff out of the engine bay. The problem is up here. There's no access panel or anything underneath. And it's hard to get all that crap out of the bottom there. And I got hosed it out some, got some water draining out of there. But like I say, sometimes you're just making a bigger mess. I got the majority of the dust off. And as far as the pedal problem, I was actually wrong. This outside one, this is your auxiliary. This is your booms. And that one's your bucket. And seems to be better than what it was. Now I guess I'm just assuming this is just so packed up full of hay and chaff and stuff that it was binding it up or wouldn't let it move like it should. So all I can do now is, all I'm going to do is run it this way for a little bit, see if how much of a difference it does make, and go from there. But that's what I think it is now. I think it's just the amount of crap that was built up in there. So let this drip out. You know, like I say, they could put a better system about cleaning the bottom of this thing out. The only access panel is underneath the motor here for the oil pan. So anything up there you either have to push through the front. But I guess these not that. I guess you gotta take that whole frickin' piece out. Imagine if I took that out and that out, or at least took them loose so I could pick them up. Be able to push quite a bit of that stuff out the front. But I'm not monkeying with it today because I'm almost certain some of these bolts ain't coming out. But we'll run it this way for now. I gotta get this piece back in, which is minor. And if the side shield's back on. And then lower the booms down and grease it up. I haven't greased this here for a little bit. So I guess I got this one pretty much ready to go. Like I say, so much stuff to work on, don't know what the hell to do. But them are the projects I was working on today. So thanks for watching. We'll catch up with you later.